Greetings, beautiful being, and welcome to today's movement medicine morsel. Today we're going to play with spinal waves. The yogis say that our spine is our fountain of youth, and I think that's really true. If we're stiff in the back or bent over, can't move, that really makes us feel old and stagnant. So keeping the spine supple and also giving ourselves the opportunity to give our spines the movement that are the daily requirements of a supple spine, that really helps us in so many ways. So let's get to it. I'd like to invite you to start by sitting in a chair. I'm going to move back just a touch so you can, well, I'm going to start a little closer. Let's change my tack there. All right. So taking a moment, tap your feet, look at your feet. We always want to set up our beautiful alignment, our posture first, and the mood. So feet are in contact with the ground. Wiggle your toes, become aware of your feet. Also become aware of your sit bones. Feel them in the chair. Even if you've done this a million times before, we're doing it fresh now. And we often forget. We get busy. This is a very sped up world. So we often get caught up in a fast mind. And it's very easy to forget that that mind is not separate from this body. So feet, sit bones, wiggle a little bit. Feel those sit bones. They're the feet of your pelvis. And then imagine a helium-filled balloon is your head. And that lightness of the helium draws your spine into the first of the daily requirements, which is vertical alignment, also known by other names like axial extension, effortless ease, that lovely perpendicular between the sky and the earth. We want that feeling of spaciousness between each vertebra in the spine so that it's not collapsed. Our spine isn't collapsed and crunching one bone on the other, but we leave room for the discs, for the space, and that already gives us step one. And step one is the mother of all of the other movements, and we're going to check in that we're keeping our vertical alignment as we practice the other waves and flows. So here we are, feet on the ground, sit bones in the chair, lovely elongated spine. Let's check that the shoulders are relaxed, so raise the armpits on an inhalation. Let them melt down on an exhalation. You can sigh with that. Let's do one more. And just be. Soft smile. Tune into your breathing, another important part of being present. And feel your lovely elongation through your spine and your gentle, smooth breath, expanding when you inhale and emptying when you exhale. I'm going to move back a little bit so we can connect more visually through the whole spine. So we're in our vertical alignment, and now we're going to play with some other movements. So belt line, think of a belt that goes right around your waist. As we exhale, the belt line moves back. And as we inhale, that same belt line gently rocks forward. Exhale, the belt line goes back. Inhale, the belt line goes forward. Now there's so much juicy stuff to notice. Maybe you want to notice how we roll to the fronts of the sit bones, and then we roll to the backs of the sit bones. And we can roll all the way through that rocking bone of the sit bone. Rocking back, rocking forward. I'm trying to make my hand into my sit bone. So rolling into the back of the sit bones, rolling into the fronts. And let the rest of your spine be part of this. So you may find the shoulders and head want to come forward a little bit on the flexion, and the shoulders and the head might want to go back a little bit. Let your body be free, and let your unique, wise body interpret this movement as feels delicious to you. And now make it feel like you're a piece of seaweed. Maybe your hands want to float up and then come back. And we can use a simple movement and use even more of ourselves. I like to do this one with the palms up when the elbows go back, and then exhaling, the backs of the hands brush through. And now maybe there's something interesting happening in your shoulder blades. Or maybe you're having a fabulous time moving your spine, your pelvis. Doesn't matter. Whatever is of interest to you. So we've already done 3 of the daily requirements: vertical alignment, flexion, extension, and we've got some lateral bending. So let's start with armpit. Think of your armpit and your hip. Inhale nice and tall, that's always there. Exhale, one armpit lowers towards the hip, and it might take your neck with it. And then inhale, come back up, go the other way. Exhale, other armpit reaches towards the hip. And inhale, unroll up and peek a little bit. Exhale, armpit towards the hip. Inhale, unwind and have that still point moment of going up. Exhale. And now let it flow. Inhale, up. Exhale, side. Inhale, unroll all the way up to that helium head. Exhale, down. And let's come back up and rest in that beautiful perpendicular, that vertical alignment. And now one hand to the opposite thigh. The free hand goes to the back of the chair. We're going to do spinal twists. Inhale, tall. Exhale, rotate the belly button. And then take the chest and head around and come back to the center. We'll just go to that side a couple of times. Inhale, tall. Exhale, rotate, look. Inhale, come back. Next time we're going to rotate, stay around, and then bring the head back and forth. But I'm telling you that now because my voice is going to disappear into my back wall if I don't do it this way. So inhale here. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, just the head comes back. Exhale, just the head turns. And do this a couple more times with real ease. Don't forget to go up inside. And now 1 or 2 more times with the whole body. So the whole torso and the head and the neck move together. And just let yourself sit in that still point, going up as well as down, nice and easy. And notice what you feel, because there might be a difference in the 2 sides. Who knows? Check it out. Notice your sensations, notice your awareness, notice your breathing. Okay, now same thing on the other side. Take the hand across to the thigh, other hand behind. Inhale, tall. You can press down with the feet for extra stability. And exhale, rotate. Inhale, come back. Let it be smooth. Belly button moves, then the chest, the head, neck. Inhale, back. Remember, the next time we'll keep the shoulders and the lower torso twisted. And just the head comes back on the inhale. And just the head goes back around. Nice and slow, make it delicious. And now the whole body back together, everything turning on the exhale, everything coming back on the inhale. Maybe you want to do 1 more of those, and then come to sit, tall, light. Notice how that feels. And breathe and smile. Now the next part is going to add a few things. Let's try one of them, swaying. So think of the chest and the armpit swaying to one side and then swaying to the other. And maybe that inspires your whole armpit and the rest of your arm to flow out. And maybe your head and neck want to follow. So this is getting a little bit more slurpy, flowy. So you can try that in the chair. I'm going to come up to standing, and if you want to come and stand with me, please do. Otherwise, you can play the next movements in the chair. So we're going to do a little bit of loosey-goosey around some of the things we've just done. So if you're standing, just bend and straighten the knees a couple of times. Feel that suspension to the sky. Exhale as the knees soften, and get a little softness in your groin area. It's okay to lean. You don't have to try to be straight up and down. That can be too intense. You want a feeling of ease, always ease. So it's almost as though you're sitting on a stool behind you. So the knees are bending. Don't go too far down. It's almost like you go down just to come back up. And we're going to use that for any of us who are standing. So let's exhale, brush the hands back, and inhale, reach up through the fingertips and get that long vertical alignment, maybe even a back bend. And exhale, take the belt line back and lower the chin. Inhale, brush the fingers through, lengthen, maybe even a little back bend. And exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, come up and interlace the fingers. Exhale, press up. Inhale, get taller, and exhale, let the hips sway one way as you reach out the other way. Inhale up, and exhale, reach. One more set. Inhale up, and exhale, reach. Inhale up, and exhale, reach. One more time up, feel that vertical alignment, and let the hands and elbows melt and pour down. And now inhale the arms out to the sides. I'll come one way so you see what's happening. You're going to sway and let the armpit, the elbow, the wrist, and the fingertips take you. And if you want to step open a little bit and let that sway take in more of your body, please feel free. Do this in the way that your beautiful, unique, magnificent wholeness of being wants to do this. If you're in the chair, it'll be your own unique flavor there. And if you're standing, you can just move around any way you like with this. And now, let's inhale the arms up and out to the sides, and exhale, lower. So we're like big birds. Inhale, armpits, elbows, fingers, heart, eyes, smile. Exhale, down. And one more time, inhale, get that lovely reach. And exhale, just bring the hands down along by your sides and keep the knees a little bit springy and the crown of the head tall. And now some easy swinging. Here's our twisting. You can keep the face gently forward without freezing the neck. You can take the head with the movement. You can lift the back heel. And you can even take this into a bigger movement if you want to. So spectrum, we have a spectrum of movement possibilities. It could be very quiet, or it could be medium, or it could be big. So whatever feels good to you. And let your eyes be soft, whether you're gazing a little bit towards the front or taking your head with the movement. Let all of this come to its own natural finish. Bring yourself to a standing or a seated position with your feet planted, your sit bones dropped on the chair. You'll feel them in the air. You have to use your sensory memory. Let's place the hands on the low belly and feel the breath, drawing the breath right into the base of your spine, like you're watering a plant in a pot or in the ground. So if you think of your spine as the stalk of the plant, and imagine your flowering coming up out of the crown of the head and out of the whole top of you, Imagine that you're pouring the breath like nourishing water all the way down to the roots, right into the perineum, into the pelvic basin. Inhale that nutrition, that life force energy all the way to the roots. And as you exhale, imagine yourself rising upwards, moving towards the sun, towards the sky. And notice how you feel. Notice if you feel any different than you did before you started this little practice. And see if you feel refreshed to continue with your day or your evening or whatever activity you have next. I want to thank you again for your attention, for joining in, for your presence, and I hope that these little episodes give you a little oasis of calm and rejuvenation, kind of resetting ourselves so that we can continue in the rest of our lives with elegance and ease. We'll see you next time. Lots of love.